use my very favorite Bling gel products in order to show you how I use rubber base along with builder gel to repair a nail and extend some length. So I was very careless. I was waiting for my new beautiful rubber gels to arrive, and the US Postal Service was holding them hostage. So while I was waiting, I was unloading Christmas boxes and broke a corner off of my pinky nail. So I'm going in here. I'm going to do a repair and an extension because the corner of that nail is missing. So I'm using the clear rubber base and just applying it very carefully. I put a little dab in the middle and I'm pulling it forward over my nail and then onto the form, covering the area that I want to build my nail out. So I'm just very carefully trying to keep it off of my skin. As you may know, I do have gel sensitivities to a lot of products, thankfully not Bling's products, but I am still super careful. I don't want to tempt fate. So I try and keep it off of my skin at all times. If I do get it on there, you'll see later, I do take it off right away and clean up with alcohol. But for right now, I'm just using thin layer of that rubber base to cover the area that I am going to have right now with my gel, and then also my extended piece as well. So I'm just using my Bling Precision tool to do a little bit of cleanup around those edges. And then I'm turning my hand upside down to make sure, kind of helps that rubber gel run toward the center of my apex. And then I cured for 30 seconds. So now I'm going to go in with my Bling Clear Builder Gel. Rubber gel is great for protecting your nail. It's great for adhesion, and it's great for a small extension. But I find if I need to do a longer extension or a bigger repair, I like the added solidness that the builder gel provides. So since I had a pretty good corner taken out of this nail, that's why I opted to use some builder gel too. So I'm simply going in, I'm reinforcing that inside corner that's missing with that builder gel, and then also building that apex up a little bit more, as well as stretching a very thin coat to cover the rest of the nail so it all just kind of blends together. So just really carefully kind of building it out. I like to look at that side and make sure that I'm focusing on my apex a little, and then any areas that aren't even, like that missing nail. So you'll notice I kind of try to look at it from all sides so that I'm getting it as even as possible. It does file and shape really easily. I do tend to be messy, so thankfully it does shape up really well. But just kind of building it up, looking at it from all layers. I am a little bit of a perfectionist, so I do tend to look at it this way and that. And then it's going to go back in the lamp. I typically do builder gel. Since it's a little bit thicker, I'll cure for a minute. I tend to err on the side of longer rather than shorter on my curings, just because I want to make sure that all my gel products are cured really well. So after I've cured, I take a look at my nail, and I actually looked under a magnifying light because I don't see very well. I decided that it was the shape that I wanted. I didn't need any more layers. If I did, I would go in then with another layer of builder gel, but I was good. So I am removing my form, and at that point I have all my gloppies and cookies. And builder gel does finish with a sticky coat. So I go in with some alcohol to remove that layer so that I can file. With the rubber base, you do need to add a top coat, I've found, to really make filing and shaping easier. But with builder gel, it's ready to go right out of the lamp. Just remove the alcohol and you can go in with your filing and shaping. So I am a messy person, so I always have some extra globs that I don't want. So I go in with that straight clipper to start my shaping process and make it a little easier. I just clip my tip and then clip off the extra globbies from the side so that it makes my short coffin filing a little bit easier. So I go in with my thick file and buffer, and I just file from the center toward the outside edges on both sides. So I'm always filing at an angle, going from the center to the outside. In the beginning, I may go back and forth to really take off a lot of bulk, but as I get toward the shape I want, then I'm always just filing in one direction, from the middle of my nail toward the front or toward the edge. So just trying to really finalize that shape. I moved my bottles out of the way so they wouldn't get dusty, but starting with that kind of heavier file, and then you'll see I move toward the buffer as I get closer to that final shape that I want. So really making sure I'm preserving that apex and then smoothing things out and getting a little thinner toward my edge. So when I'm done filing, you have options. So with Builder Gel, after you've filed, you can either go straight in after you clean up and do your dip mani. You could go in and do a gel polish. I would do a base coat first so that that polish has something to stick to. So I would use either a gel base or a gel rubber base, just really thin so it has that sticky layer for your gel polish. I typically like to change my manis a lot, so I will go in with a gel top coat after this point, um, to make sure I have that shiny surface so that I can use peel base and then do my manis over that, because I change my manis really frequently. So you'll notice as I'm filing, I do kind of have, I had switched to a thinner file so I could really get in there and finalize my edges. I look at it from all angles to make sure that I have the angles that I want and that it looks right from all directions. And then I'm cleaning up with alcohol, making sure I get all that debris off, because nobody wants little bumps in their final manis. So I used a brush, and now I'm going in with a lint-free wipe, getting all that dust off of everywhere. And then when I'm finished, I can go in and add a top coat, and then I added peel base. If you notice, it's all perfect. No more notches, no more edges. Just a beautiful nail that matches all of her sisters. And we're not going to talk about setting back my natural growth process. So there was my finished mani, and then a mani I did over the top. So I hope you find this helpful, and stay tuned for more videos. Bye-bye.